Good morning, digital mentors. My name is Yolanda Kennerly. I am a coach for digital mentors and a member as well. And today I want to share something with you that I really had to go through this experience to really understand what I had to be so that I could actually have the results that I was looking for. So today's title is To Be or Not to Be. What does that mean, Yolanda? Well, I'm going to share with you what I had to learn, okay? And I only speak from experience. So when I came from the offline space, which I was a business owner already, right? And I had success. I had, I had everything that I needed to run a successful mortgage company. Okay. So I was there, I was doing the work, I was being the mortgage broker, right? I would set up appointments, I would go see clients, they would come and see me, and all of the little strategies on how to do the business. Then I had it all perfectly down. Okay. Which means that everywhere I went, I could, everybody, and if anybody asked me, hey, Yolanda, what is it that you do? Oh, I'm a mortgage broker. I help first time home buyers to buy their dream home. Like it would just automatically come out, right? Because I was already being the mortgage broker. So when I came to the online space, I had a hard time transitioning to now I am an online coaching strategist, right? And in the beginning, that was not the title that I decided to, to go with. I was really teaching about personal development because I needed so much of it, and so I started to teach personal development. I had a lot of people that were really loving the content that I was bringing, and honestly, if that's something that you love, share it with the world, okay? But I also didn't really have a niche. I really didn't have an ideal audience. Like I was just talking to everybody. Okay. And so I would see a lot of the leaders here inside of Digital Mentors that they actually had a niche. They actually knew what they were going to post every single day, what they were going to talk about it, all of that. But for me, it was difficult to transition into now, okay, now I'm on social media and now, I can teach people per se, how to create a profile that's going to be attractive, how to create content, how to really maximize their profile so that way, they could take advantage of everything that we have available to us. I was having a hard time like really transitioning. So I don't know if that happens to you, but the reason why I'm bringing you this topic is because I was with a client this week and that was the case. Now, this client of mine, I love her to death. Okay. She is a go getter. Now, she currently runs a daycare from home. Okay. So she knows how to manage little people. And it's probably harder to manage little people than it is adults. And so we had a conversation this week, and it was about transitioning that authority that she already had onto her business, her online business. And when I say you already have it, you just have to, transition it. And I know it's hard. I'm not going to say it's easy because there is a learning curve. Okay. So, first thing that I want to share with you is that I had to be the CEO of my home based business. I had to be the CEO. What does that mean? I had to make decisions for my business. I couldn't ask somebody else, hey, what do you think about this? Should I do this or should I do that? I had to really sit down and think about how did I want to be in front of my audience, right? Like you have to know. Nobody can tell you really how they can give you ideas, suggestions and things like that, right? That they might see something that really is shines just naturally from you, but you have to be that person. Like you really do have to be it. Okay. So when I would help people to, some of my prospects, right? Because you're prospecting. I hope you're prospecting all the time. And that's really just networking, right? when you're doing that, you want to know who you are being on social media. Okay. You have to embrace it. Now, it could change. Okay. So, one of the things that I really had to be was the CEO of my business. What does that mean? I had to call the shots. I had to decide what tools I was going to use. I had to decide how I was going to put my brand out there. What did I really want people to know about me and how I could help them? Okay. So, you have to be that person now. Now, you don't have to wait. Okay, you don't have to wait until you have the $10,000 months. You really don't. You can be that person now. So a lot of times when when I'm talking to somebody and I'll say, okay, instead of putting here on the, your bio on your profile, right? Instead of putting down, mom, wife, blase, blase, right? I want you to put your tagline, right? What we would call in my time in business, it would be our elevator pitch. And when I help them make that little transition, and when I ask them, now we're going to go through the profile and I'm going to share with you how you're going to show up on social media, right? And when I tell them to write their name, right? Yolanda Kennerly, CEO of, or just Yolanda Kennerly, CEO, whatever that is, they get caught up in that. Like, oh, like I'm not there yet. From the first day that you decided that you were going to be a business owner and that you were going to come on social media and you were going to use Facebook, you are the CEO. From the first moment you did that, okay? So I want you to embrace that. Be that already. So what does a CEO do? Well, a CEO is, you know, work in the business, is, having creative ideas of maybe things to do to attract the audience. Maybe you create an event. Maybe you, collaborate with other CEOs, right? Maybe you decide that you want, to look a certain way. You make those decisions, okay? And so we want to be that person now. I remember saying, well, I'm not there yet. Like, I'm not, I hear everybody say, oh, I make multiple six figures. And I was like, well, I ain't there. Right. And so that would kind of make me kind of put myself down a little bit in my mind. And I have to realize, hey, it doesn't have to be that I have to be there now. When I did open up my mortgage business, I wasn't actually the highest producer in this area yet, right? But I can be that person. Why? I mean, how? Talking to more people, acquiring more loans, processing more, more closings and all of that, right? So be that now. Okay, be that now. Now, the next thing that I really had to embrace was because I am motivated by fun, okay, I had to be fun. I had to be, somebody that really enjoys being around other people. So I would literally go to other events and I would watch and I would participate and I would have fun while I was, commenting, interacting with either the leader or maybe a group of people. It's just being happy, bringing that to wherever it is that I would go. Now, some people say, well, Yolanda, I'm really not that funny. You don't have to be funny. It's not about being funny. It's about bringing your personality, right? Really being you wherever you go instead of trying to be someone that you're not. Okay? That's going to help you hands down always, okay? To just be you. Okay? Now, the other thing too is a lot of times I see this, okay? And I think about, well, and this is kind of like what I think, and I don't know, you let me know if you think the same thing as me. There's times when I hear people talking about, they're taking these vitamins and they're really like hooraying themselves, right? Because they're doing this. But then they start dropping posts about, oh, I'm so sick, please pray for me. I'm not saying that you don't need to do that when it's necessary, but I cannot, okay, you're not going to attract somebody that wants to be healthy if what you're promoting is being sick, right? You got to be healthy, right? Push yourself to be healthy and then share those posts. Share yourself going for a walk, share yourself working out, whatever that is for you, right? For me, not so much, but when I was like going through my transition, I would share things about me going to the park, getting grounded, things that I need to do to really align myself to a healthy person. So I had to be that person. Okay. So I want you to really think about what is it that I am not sharing with my audience, right? And I actually had somebody say this to me, Yolanda, when I look at your profile, I really don't know you. Like how what can you do so that I can get to know you better? So I was like, well, I really don't have a very exciting life. You know what I'm saying? Like, my passion truly is working, teaching other women how to create a business from the comfort of their home, doing what they love to do, what they're passionate about. That's what I love to do. In my off time, yeah, I love to go to the park for walks. I love to go to awesome restaurants that have great food. Okay, well, be that person on social media, right? Share those things. Because a lot of times we're hiding behind the computer, and guess what? People want to get to know the person behind the computer. If you haven't done live video, ask yourself, what is holding you back? Is it imposter syndrome? Is it because you think that you're gonna, you feel like maybe people are gonna think that you're trying to act like da 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 da, right? Whoever that is. Listen, that was one of my hangups, believe it or not. When I first came online, and when you read my story, um, right now it's not available to read, but if you read my story, it talks about how I was a mortgage broker and I had to make a quick decision because the mortgage industry was going downhill, right? And so I had to make a quick pivot. And so when I came on social media and I saw these ladies like really just going live, very natural, da 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 da, they knew their stuff, right? So what did I have to do? I had to go learn my stuff. I had to go and research. And at that time, to be honest with you, because I really, when I first started with digital mentors, I didn't take the time, and that was on me. Okay, I didn't take the time to go and check out the library. And I don't even know if you have a library back there, but I didn't take the time to go and watch some of those videos so that I could have a lot more knowledge and I can share that to my audience that I was growing, right? I really wasn't doing any of that. So what did I do? I would go to YouTube and I would listen to the people that I really enjoyed listening to. And so I would get some, get like an idea. Oh yeah, I could talk about this and I could put it out in my own personality with my own words and all of that. So that's how I started to create content. But in the beginning, I felt like, gosh, do I really want to talk about what she's talking about? Because am I going to be an imposter? Am I trying to be her? Right. And I'm talking to men too. Don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm not leaving you out too. Do you have those thoughts? Is that something that's holding you back from doing live video? And listen, right now it's so, to me, okay, coming from an era five years ago where we literally had to do live videos. We almost did live videos for an hour. Okay. I remember the videos were long, right? And so it's so different now, like little bite-sized videos. And if you had already previously created videos, please go back and, you know, rebrand them, do it, you know what I'm saying? Like use those, repurpose that content. That's what I'm doing. I'm repurposing a lot of my content and putting it on TikTok, on reels, stories, and things like that. Why go back and why create more content, right? And so being that person that really takes responsibility for her business, his business, that really shows up, bringing positivity. You know what? Being an entrepreneur, I don't want to say that it's hard. It's not easy, okay? But being an entrepreneur, you really need to dig into personal development. And once you dig into personal development, you will start believing more in yourself and you will start being that person that you have created in your mind about, because we all have a vision about our business. And if we don't, you better get into the vision zone. Okay. Because that's what's going to help you to go there faster, get there faster. So be, like, and I was thinking like, what did I need to be? Okay. So I needed to be the CEO of my company. I needed to be the creator of my content, like literally be in it. Okay. I needed to be the person that congratulates all of my colleagues. Like I needed to be that person, not like, oh, there they go again. They're on the leaderboards again. And say, no, that's not the person that I wanted to be. So I was always being what I knew was going to eventually come back to me. Okay, so I knew if I congratulated somebody, it was only a matter of time for me to be congratulated in one way or another. Okay, and then I started to get on the leaderboards. Okay, which it was like for me was huge. Okay, because I didn't come from that type of business setting. As a mortgage broker, you kind of rank yourself on how many loans you close that month, right? And so I needed to be the giver. Okay. And if you have not read, and it might be hard for you to get a hold of this book, but there's a book that a company is called Business Network International. They actually wrote a book. The gentleman that created Business Network Internationally has a book, and it's called Giver's Gain. Giver's Gain. Okay. So the more you give of you, give more of you, your content, maybe sharing your lifestyle and things like that, the more people will come your way, and then you're able to serve those people. So when I say to be or not to be, it's really totally up to you if you are going to be the successful entrepreneur now or not to be, and wait for whatever it is that's out there that you're waiting for to catch up. Okay. And that's not how it works. In my opinion, the more I am being the person that's resourceful, is something, if I get caught up on something, I don't necessarily immediately go ask somebody. I will go and I do my own research. I become resourceful. So that way, if I go and find it, then I can say, oh, I found that on so and so. I found it on YouTube. I found it on Google, whatever, right? So you need to become a resource, but you also need to become resourceful. And when you bring that to your audience, I'm telling you what, you really start attracting the right tribe for you. The people that really want to learn from you, the people that really want what you have, whatever that is. Okay, whether it be health and wellness business, or if you're creating courses for coaches, or you're creating courses for whatever, right? For whatever, like now, honestly, any business, in my opinion, okay, coming from the business background, any business can create a course and really leverage what's going on right now within the course creation arena. Okay, because right now it is powerful. All right, so be compassionate. Right, a lot of times I see comments and I'm just like, what was that all about? Right, like they come at you. Be compassionate. You don't know where that person is at. You don't know what they're going through. If I don't feel, I'll be honest with you, okay, if I'm not feeling it, like if today, let's say I woke up with a bad mood or whatever, or I just, whatever, something happened, or I'm a preoccupied or whatever, I might not show up on social media today. I probably not probably not. I won't. Okay, because that's who I am being. All right. There's times when I'm listening to, people on social media, they're doing a live video or whatever, and they're really like scolding me. And I'm like, I don't want to be scolded. Like, I'm an adult. I know when I'm right and I know when I'm wrong. Like, I don't want to go to your live to get scolded. I want to go to your live because I want to get to know you a little bit better. I want to know what you know. And I also want to get to know, like, how do you do business? How do you run your business? Is it an ethical practice that you got going on? Is it a practice that is, you have morals? You, like, there's a lot of things that people are looking at. Okay, each person has a way of looking at each one of us, right? We all have a perspective. So today, the reason why I came up with this is because I literally just had that situation with my client, and I even said to her, it is hard to be that person now. So the best thing that you can do is watch those that are currently doing what you want to do. And then when you see, I remember I used to say, okay, well, what does a six-figure uh, business owner look like in this profession, right? What does that look like? Like, I'm not really sure what that looks like. So when I would go to events, I would pay attention to these women. I would pay attention to how they carried themselves. I would pay attention how they spoke. I would pay attention to their values. I would pay attention to their interaction with other people. Like, I was watching from a distance. And I can guarantee that people are watching you at a distance. A lot of times we don't think nobody's watching me. Yes, yes, they are. As a matter of fact, I have a little story here. I had a young lady who wanted to grow her business online. She had a catering service and she wanted to grow it online. And the first time we spoke, okay, the first time we spoke on Zoom, which is where I do most of my connections, she could not afford coaching. Okay, so that was great. Okay, well, I gave her some, little help on how to position herself on her profile. A year later, she came back and said, Miss Yolanda, I don't know why she called me that, but Miss Yolanda, I want to, I know she reminded me who she was, and I knew immediately who she was. And I want to, connect with you and see if I can work with you. I'm in a better place now. Okay, great. She watched me for a whole year. For a whole year, she's checking me out to see if I was going to stick and stay, or to see if I was just going to be one of those, yeah, here today and gone tomorrow, right? People are watching you. So be that person, right? Be that whatever CEO, be that health coach, right? Be that puppy, I don't know, groomer, I don't know, whatever it is that you do, okay? Whatever it is, be that to the best of your ability. Bring it, okay? We used to call that bring it, remember? Bring that. And I can guarantee that you're going to mold yourself into that, being that one person, that leader, because it's really servant leader, being a servant leader. What does that look like? What does a servant leader look like? Well, somebody that's giving content, right? You're serving your audience by creating content that is relatable to them, and then leading, right? I remember when I put myself on a 30-day live video challenge because I was very inconsistent to do live video. I would show up Monday, and then Tuesday I was like, later, later, later. And then later never came. And then here I was again on Wednesday. Now I'm nervous again because, I know that I slacked off. So kind of a little bit of, guilt happening, right? So I had to break that habit. I was listening to Joe Dispenza, right? You have to break the habit of being yourself. You really do. I had to break that habit. Once I broke that habit, it took 30 days for me to do that. And actually, somebody called me out because there was one day that I didn't show up. And so I was like, oh my gosh, they're watching, right? You don't think they're watching, but they are. And so that 30 days really propelled me to be consistent every single day and, really helped me to stand out amongst the people that I wanted to work with. Okay. So just be that person now. And then you can have the things that you want to have. What does that person have? What does that CEO have? Right. So you have to be her, him, and then you can have what that person has. I mean, that's literally how I remember that transition in my journey, because I've been, around for 5 years. So I had to create goals. Okay. What does a CEO do? Create a goal. When do you want to hit this goal? By this time. Okay. So let's reverse engineer. Let's pay attention to the activities that we need to do. What do we need to do to get to that point? Okay. So super, super simple. All right. So let me see if I can, let me know if you guys have any questions. Okay. I'm going to go in here in the group, see if I could find you so that I can say hello. Well, I'm not sure where I'm at. Let's see. Hold on for a second. All right. Well, I don't know where I'm at. So let me see if I can see the comments. Okay. Here we are. Let me put my glasses on. Hey, Dee Dee. Dee Dee says, same here. Hey, Denise, nice to see you. Become resourceful. Yes, it's a must. Okay. I know you're super resourceful, Dee Dee. I mean, I remember sometimes I would say, hey, Dee Dee, what about this? And tech stuff. Okay. Because I'm not really techie. I'll be like, how can I do this? How could I do that? And she is like a great resource. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I wanted it. I can't really hardly see with these glasses. Yes, to be the best, to be the best. One second. Yes, to be the best of my ability while working to get. Oh, yes, getting better and better. Hey, Stephanie, good morning. You are welcome. You are welcome. Hey, listen, and remind people that we're hanging out here on StreamYard. So, hey, Nathan. I didn't see your name till just now. Good morning, Miranda. Let's see who else is here. Have a good day, too. Hey, Ned, howdy. Let's see who else is here. So is this a an area in your business? Well, not your business really. This is like personal, right? To be right, to be that person now that you have a vision of in here, and that's why, in my opinion, and I could probably say almost everybody in digital mentors, meditation is so key for us to really shift our mindset to be the person that we see like in the future, but actually start looking at it, visualizing it, right? And it start pulling it to ourselves because it happens so fast when you do that, but it's longer when you're hit and go. Like, okay, here I go. No, I'm not. Yes, no. It takes you longer to get there. And that was one of the things that I remember a leader who I really looked up to, this lady. And I remember her crossing the stage one time, and she talked about how she really had to get herself straight here before she could actually take care, like do the activities that she needed to do and then propel her business. Like she crossed the stage every single time I saw her, okay? But she became a totally different person. You don't become a different person of what you like and your things like that, but your mindset is now thinking about the things that are going to pull you forward instead of thinking about, oh my gosh, I have to create content today. All of those things that are going to hold you back. Okay. So, in my opinion, meditation is really key because you're working in the internal, right? All of your energies, getting them into alignment and become an aligned CEO. All right. Let's see what he said. Like driving with fast. Okay. All right. So that is what I wanted to share today. I hope that this helps you to really be. Okay. I know that I also said not to be, but be that person now. As a matter of fact, one day I remember this. Okay. And I'm just going to give you a little story here. I remember one day my husband was cooking out, right? And I'm inside of the house and we're just having a really good time. We're just, talking and just having fun. And I said, hey, right now, let's put ourselves energetically in our dream home at the lake. Right now, let's do it. And he's like, okay. So I say, pretend, because he was in the backyard, right? Pretend as if there's a lake there and you see the boats and, all this stuff. And I'm like getting energetically aligned to what I want to see in the future now. So we're being that person now. Okay. So I hope that you guys like this video. I hope that this, gave you some ideas as to like what you can do to be that whatever it is you want to be. Okay. A step forward. Yes, it is. Oh, there it is. Thanks for the back row watching. This is one step forward to see who is doing the biz consistent fast. Yeah, it's true. So let me see. You don't have any questions for me? That's good. That means that you received it and that now all you have to do is be that person. Why? Because Yolanda always says, be your own hero. Yes, I started doing more personal development, strong lately, and it's working. It is like we are the ones, that are going to create our business, the results, the success, the income, everything. We're actually even going to create, believe it or not, our ideal clients coming to us. We're the ones. So be that now. All right. So I'll let you go. Enjoy your weekend. And remember, be your own hero. Have a nice weekend.